yeah, man. Modern Jam released this video called "We Keep Forgetting About Lamelo Ball." In one of my recent clips, I alluded to it at the very end of the video, and I was like, man, I ain't gonna lie. When are we gonna talk about Lamelo Ball? And I just cut off the clip. I guess we'll talk about Lamelo right now. He went crazy last night, apparently. So, you know.
Yeah, LeBron, I remember that game in Cleveland when you first went up against a rookie Lonzo Ball. What was it like going up against his little brother Lamelo tonight? Similarities, differences. What was your first impression of him?
I mean, I think it's damn good to be his age. His speed, his quickness, his ability to make shots at all facets. In the paint. Floaters, threes. He has a 3-tier already, and he's going to only get better. Every game is a learning experience for him. He's going to get better and better, as the season goes on, as his career goes on, and so on and so on. So, he's him and Zoe are two.
Has LeBron ever shitted on a rookie? If this is what you're pointing to, I mean, what is LeBron supposed to say? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, LaMelo's ass.
Just very unique players in our league, and they showcase that every night.
When we talk about young stars in the NBA, we tend to bring up a lot of the same guys. Luka, Anthony Edwards, John Morant. These guys are all elite, probably all future Hall of Famers. But in my opinion, there's one guy we seem to forget about a lot when we have these conversations. That guy is Lamelo Ball. We've been following Lamelo Ball forever now, which is kind of crazy to think about. Back in 2016, we knew Lamelo Ball as a 5'7" freshman in high school who was playing with his two older brothers, LiAngelo and Lonzo. At that time, Lonzo was the only one of the three who had a legitimate chance of making it to the league. This is really how we knew Lamelo Ball at the time.
All right, so my question with Lamelo is, and I'm gonna preface this by saying, I'm gonna be honest, I don't watch a lot of Hornets games, so if the Romes of the world can put me on game, please put me on game. What has he improved on since his rookie year that you can't just contribute to just, he got more minutes, got more touches? Like, what part of the game has he improved on ever since he got into the league? Is it shooting? Has it been free throw shooting? Has it been the mid-range, finishing at the basket, his defense, his passing ability? Like, what has he improved on since his rookie year? I would love to know. I would love to know. Because I think aura's crazy. Because I think with LaMelo, my reservations with him, I ain't gonna lie, is giving the same reservations I had with Andrew Wiggins. When I made that why Andrew Wiggins is a bust video a while back, is the fact that, this dude is still a solid player. No one is saying his ass, but relative to expectations, this dude has been solid ever since he came into the league, but he just hasn't improved. Like, this is supposed to be a franchise cornerstone of the Charlotte Hornets. He is supposed to be this dude that leads y'all into deep playoff runs. He's supposed to be this, that, and the third. But here we are going into, year 4? And it's like, okay, you're cool, but when are you going to take that next step? You know what I'm saying? So Chad is saying he's being more aggressive driving to the paint, finishing and shot selection. Melo just feels lazy. He's not bad, just lazy. People were saying Wiggs was ass and a bust. He's also slightly better on defense. Okay, there you go. So finishing at the rim, shot selection, and defense. There you go. It was a genuine question. So.
If he did that today, I already know Steve Clifford is calling a timeout just to pull him. Also, in this season, his sophomore season, LaMelo had a 92-point game. Yeah, 92.
Look at this triple team, y'all. Hey! He look like he playing football out there.
They're covering him like he's Stephon Diggs on a game-winning drive. If you ever watch this game, it's honestly kind of funny to watch because Lamelo barely ran back on the defensive side of the floor. ESPN literally did a whole breakdown of this game, and 22 of the points were cherry-picked. Honestly, you can look at this two ways. Yeah, it's hilarious that he cherry-picked 11 times in a game to score, but also on a real note, it does show Lamelo Ball's development as a player.
Okay.
I mean, if you told me while I was watching that game that that kid would be an NBA All-Star, I'd bet you anything he wouldn't. But that's how Chino Hills played. A Mike D'Antoni offense, but more like a Mike D'Antoni offense on steroids. In 2013, when Lonzo committed to UCLA, his two brothers joined him. Lamelo finished high school as a 5-star recruit, but because Lamelo had such a confusing past few years when he played in different leagues leading to questions in eligibility for college basketball, he decided it'd be best for him to play overseas. A lot of NBA players actually like this idea.
Told me last year, as a matter of fact, I asked you about mentoring the young players, and you told me that, you felt like you should give back to the game. And you spoke a little bit about Lamelo. When you look at his game, what do you like about his game? What do you see in his game that should translate further down in his career?
Well, his poise, his court savviness, his IQ of the game at such a young age, it's hard to teach that. That's a gift that he has. I also think that going and playing in Australia where he was at, I think it was Australia, New Zealand, one of them, having that 1 year playing on the professional level really prepared him for coming over here and being used to, the physicality of the game, the pace of the game. And anytime you can have pro experience, that always helps. And as you can see, he's coming in, he's getting more comfortable with the game. As games goes on, he's getting more comfortable. And he'll be here for a long time. You guys are be talking about Melo for a long time.
I've always been a fan of the overseas idea because they play basketball such a different way. I know I'm not a pro, just someone who watches basketball, but it seems like they play a lot more oriented, 70s style basketball overseas. And when these guys come in from overseas, the pace of the NBA game comes a lot easier to them. But before the league that actually matters for Lamelo, he played in two different leagues that were pretty irrelevant to his story: the Lithuanian Basketball League and the JBA. But in 2019, Lamelo Ball signed with the Illawarra Hawks from the NBL. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, but I'm pretty sure it's Illawarra. The Illawarra Hawks play in
Those jerseys do go hard, though. I ain't gonna lie. If there's ever been like one international basketball jersey, I was like, oh, those shits are hard. These are hard. These are hard.
New South Wales, and this is where Lamelo really started to make his case as an NBA prospect. Lamelo was actually teammates with former Houston Rocket Aaron Brooks on this team. Unfortunately, Brooks would get injured, and this is where Lamelo would really start to show who he was. After Brooks got hurt, Lamelo became the youngest player in NBL history to record a triple-double. The next game, he recorded another triple-double, becoming the fourth player in NBL history to record consecutive ones. About 2 weeks after the triple-doubles, Lamelo Ball bruised his foot. Because of this, he probably did the smartest thing you could do. He left the Illawarra Hawks to prepare for the NBA draft, even after he got healthy. In the 12 games with the Hawks, Lamelo averaged 17 points, 6.8 assists, and 7.4 rebounds, showing that he could do a little bit of everything. Before Lamelo played in the NBL, he was a borderline second-round pick, maybe wasn't even going to get drafted with all the question marks around him. After the NBL, Lamelo was a lock for the top 3 in the NBA draft. There were no more question marks around him. He was a legitimate star in the making. As we all know, in 2020, the Charlotte Hornets selected Lamelo Ball with the 3rd pick.
2020 NBA Draft. The Charlotte Hornets select Lamelo Ball from Chino Hills, California.
Lamelo Ball goes 3rd overall.
That's so depressing, dog. God, man, fuck the pandemic, dog. God damn, bro. You being drafted is supposed to be this big moment. You get to walk on stage, shake the commissioner's hand. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at this image in front of you, and they definitely tried their best to make it as grand as possible. But, like, man, you sitting at home on the couch, everyone wearing a mask, everyone's antsy as fuck, too. Come on, dog.
Charlotte.
With this, Lamelo and Lonzo became the first brother duo in NBA history to both be top 3 picks. Something the Hornets are really well known for is drafting horribly. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist 2nd, Cody Zeller 4th, Noah Vonleh 9th, Frank Kaminsky 9th. At least they drafted SGA 11th though, and then traded him instantly after taking him. But Lamelo,
Ooh, SGA and Lamelo. SGA and Lamelo, Rome. Damn.
Completely honest. My mom and I talk basketball
Oh shit, my bad.
all the time. And I hadn't had a chance to really see LaMelo play much. Obviously, he was in Australia. He was in high school. I'm not really one to follow a ton of high school kids unless I personally know them or they're going to Michigan State. So I didn't really see LaMelo play a lot. And my mom would call me early in the year like, LaMelo good. And I'm like, oh, man, he putting up stats. But a lot of people put up stats. I'm not sure I believe the stats, and I hadn't really watched him play. And as I've watched him play, my goodness, I text my mom not long ago. I said, Mom, you was right. LaMelo is a problem. He's a problem, Mom. But I love his game. He's super fast, which I had no clue he's fast and downhill like that. He's extremely smart. And, he don't even know how
You know what's crazy? I saw a tweet yesterday talking about, like, yo, who are the 5? It might have been by Mevy Bear. I ain't gonna lie. Like, yo, who are the, some of the fastest players of all time? People were bringing up De'Aaron. People were bringing up John Wall. People were bringing up, De'Aaron Fox. I already said De'Aaron Fox. But yeah, people were bringing up those names. And, like, a lot of those people that people were mentioning were, like, fast with the ball. LaMelo gotta be up there, man. I ain't gonna lie. Just who can go full court with the ball? LaMelo gotta be up there. I've seen LaMelo, like, speed past motherfuckers, dog. Shit's kind of crazy.
Play the NBA
Westbrook
game.
too.
He's just out there playing, he's like a little kid in the candy store, just out there playing, having fun. But he's very smart. He passed the ball with the best of them already. And he's 6'7". He has incredible size. I think Charlotte,
Giannis.
MJ got this one right. And I think that's,
young
that
LeBron.
kid is going to be a stud. You speaking rookie of the year. I love Melo's game and what he's doing, but no, LaMelo is a problem.
against the Atlanta Hawks, Lamelo Ball became the youngest player in NBA history now with a triple-double.
Melo, congrats on the win. I know you've accomplished a lot in your basketball career so far. Do you ever get a chance? Where does this becoming the youngest to get the triple-double in history kind of rank with what you've done in your career so far? Have you not really processed it yet?
Yeah, not really processed it yet. Probably when I look back on it, like after my career, I feel like probably when I'm like 40 or something, then probably look back at everything.
Only played 51 games. This was good enough to win the 2021 Rookie of the Year award over Anthony Edwards.
I told him, let me take some home, dog. They ain't want to let me take nothing home. You not even looking, gang. Oh! I'm in it. Man. Congrats, brother. Rookie of the Year, bro. Congrats, bro.
I honestly believe this Rookie of the Year award was very deserved. A lot of people didn't know what to expect from LaMelo coming from the NBL, but if anyone had doubts, they definitely didn't anymore.
Yeah, because I was going to end my press conference talking about it. And he's good. I'm not going to lie. I'm very impressed with just his playmaking ability, his competitiveness, but just his joy. I don't think I've ever seen him not smile throughout the entire game, and I think that's something that I do. It's just enjoying that he's there, that he's here. He's very talented. He can do many different things. I didn't really know what to expect. Him coming from Australia and kind of his route to get here, but he's the real deal, and I'm very impressed with him and how he went about, not just tonight, but how he's been playing. I think he's averaged like 26 over the last 5 games or whatever, but he's the real deal. I'm impressed.
Obviously, now that we knew what LaMelo Ball was, there were some expectations for him going into his second season, and he delivered basically instantly. In the opening game for the Hornets, LaMelo tied his career-high 7 threes, finishing with 31 points, 9 boards, and 7 assists.
3 different Pacers have crossed the 20-mark threshold. We got a game in Uptown. LaMelo! Oh!
I mean, he played so well this game, he got MVP chance.
And Lamelo, last question. By any chance, were your ears hearing any MVP chants?
I think, and maybe I'm just observing wrong, I think he needs to get better at, like, horizontal dribbling as well. And, like, being more shifty with his handles. Because sometimes he be, like, trying to size people up. And it doesn't look like he's moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, when he tries to cross, and that's his thing. That's the way he slips through screens. And, like, that's the way he's able to run the fast break so fucking quick as well, is because of the way that he dribbles. But sometimes when he's trying to attack the rack, like, or try to size someone up, he just looks so stationary. And when he tries to do a cross, like, it looked like he barely moved. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we go back here, just look at his handle.
9 boards and 7 assists.
Like, it's not really shaky enough.
Have crossed the 20-mark threshold.
Like right here, okay.
We got a game in Uptown.
First of all, he loses control of the ball.
Lamelo! Oh!
It might have been another clip. It might have been another clip.
He played so well this game, he got MVP chance.
And Lamelo, last question. By any chance, were your ears hearing any MVP chants?
Yeah, definitely. I heard it. I mean, the city turned. Love it. We're going to keep on trying to win.
Awesome stuff. Hey, Lamelo, keep on keeping on. A lot of fun to watch.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
The one great thing about Lamelo, though, he's going to get his teammates involved. He's only played 162 games in his career so far, and to be honest, on really bad teams. He's yet to play with an all-star, and already has 6 games in his career with 14 or more assists. And he averages over 7 assists for his career in his first 3 seasons as well. He is always going to get his teammates involved. So much so that NBA veterans have been comparing him to some of the greatest point guards of all time.
How good do you think he can ultimately be?
Well, look, Rachel, listen, you know I was saying on draft night that the New York Knicks needed to grab this kid. He was a superstar in the making, and he is showing that right now. But look, when you look at this guy, it's about time that the head coach gave him the keys to the car, because he's been ready for this moment. He is showtime. He possibly has the potential to be the face of the NBA in a couple of years. He is a baby Magic Johnson in the making. I cannot wait.
Okay, baby Magic Johnson in the making, and this is where we got to slow it down. This is where we got to slow it down before motherfuckers get on LaMelo's head talking about, but I thought it was supposed to be baby Magic. No, he was not supposed to be the next Magic Johnson. Don't put those expectations on LaMelo. Like, goddamn. You found it?
You're on the wrong shelf.
Of course. Thank you. Alright, chat. Got my mythical meats for tonight. Let me unbox this shit. I don't even know what the fuck this is, dog. Mythical meats. What is this, dog? Is this just beef jerky, man? Whatever, dog.
Wait for fans to all the way be able to come back to arenas, because it is going to be sellout crowds down there in Charlotte, North Carolina. He's everything that I thought and more, and he is just flat out box office.
Yeah, see his box office, and he is playing extremely well. If you think about, if he has to work as his brother has, who had to learn how to change his shot and come into this league and do some things different, he's going to be fantastic, because he reminds me of a Penny Hardaway type guy. Tall guy, skinny, can do it all. And think what Penny Hardaway used to do with Shaq. And now he's doing this on the court, doing some fantastic, electrifying the crowd with his passes and be able to come and knock down threes. When he takes his shot with consistency like he does, because sometimes he has a tendency to change how he shoots, but when he shoots it like he did last night, he's going to be a fantastic player in this league for a long time, because he has a huge IQ for the game.
That's high praise for such a young player. But LaMelo went in his second
That's
season.
what I'm talking about, dog. Bro went from baby Magic Johnson to new gen Penny Hardaway. And listen, LaMelo has a lot of potential, but like Penny Hardaway at one point was supposed to be like next up to Michael Jordan, right? Like, this is who you're trying to compare LaMelo Ball to. You know what I'm saying? And this is what we're talking. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to setting expectations for rookies. I understand that certain rookies are good enough they are talented enough to deserve certain comparisons. You know what I'm saying? Like, Wemby is a perfect example. I think Wemby has so much potential and he has shown already so much that we can compare him to the likes of, you know, some really, really good players all time. But for us to do that every single year, I don't think every single year there's a player that warrants these types of expectations. You know what I'm saying? Calling Ben Simmons the next Magic Johnson was crazy. Was crazy. You know what I'm saying? What's another one? Like, even just this last draft, like, calling Scoot this generational cannot miss prospect, better than John Morant, better than John Wall, better than Derrick Rose type of prospect. And when motherfuckers would bring up the likes of a Derrick Rose, now it's, you're underrating Scoot, man. I'm telling you, Scoot is on another level compared to Derrick Rose. Okay, goddamn, listen, Scoot's cool, but geez, slow the brakes down. Who's another one? I think Zion is actually one that deserved it, so I can't give you Zion. But like DeAndre Ayton. Remember when DeAndre Ayton was getting Shaq comparisons? Remember when people were talking about Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton getting together and that's the new Shaq and Kobe? That is the perfect example of what I'm talking about. Shaq and Kobe with DeAndre Ayton and even Devin Booker comparing him to Kobe. Now you're setting both of them up for failure. You know what I'm saying? So shit just gets nasty. We need to slow it down, but I also think we need to find a balance of, again, giving certain players the hype that they deserve. Giving certain players the hype that they deserve. So we just can't do it so often.
Season and continue to show improvement. He played 75 games this season and averaged 20.1 points, 7.6 assists, and 6.7 rebounds, an improvement in every single category. Lamelo made his first All-Star team this season. This is crazy because his highlight from the All-Star game is basically the same as the regular season.
Kevin, I showed Reg earlier.
Like I said earlier, the Hornets haven't been good in a few seasons. They missed the playoffs the first 2 years with Lamelo, and that didn't change the third year. Let's look at this. Lamelo's rookie season, his starting lineup consisted of these players: LaMelo Ball, PJ Washington, Devontae Graham, one of Cody Zeller or Bismack Biyombo, and one of Cody Martin or Miles Bridges. There's a few really good NBA players in this lineup, and then there's a few really obvious holes. His next season had some familiar faces, and some new ones too. LaMelo Ball, Terry Rozier, Miles Bridges, Mason Plumlee, and one of Gordon Hayward, PJ Washington, or Kelly Oubre. Again, just clear to the eye test that these pieces aren't going to work together and win games. I do think though, if they keep some of these pieces together in the long run, it could be really good for the Hornets. But when you compare that to a guy like Ja Morant, I'm not saying in any way LaMelo is a better player than Ja, but Ja has played with guys like Jaren Jackson, who was an all-star, Desmond Bane, and Steven Adams. It's really just night and day. Yeah. But Ja Morant was definitely the main factor in the Grizzlies' turnaround, so I'm not discrediting him at all. He's that guy. But at this point in LaMelo's career, everyone was excited for what he was going to do in his third season. In early February, LaMelo put up a career-high 15 assists, along with 30 points in a win versus the Hawks.
5 on the shot clock. PJ.
It was clear that LaMelo was a major part of the NBA's future, and basically the entirety of the Hornets' future as well. In mid-February, LaMelo, in a game where he had 28 points, 12 boards, and 10 assists, became the second youngest player to get 1,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, and 1,000 assists, just behind LeBron James. That's actually a wild stat if you think about it. I think at this time, LaMelo is officially getting comfortable with the NBA game.
Looking forward to tomorrow. You got the rookie point guard, LaMelo Ball. Just wanted to get your thoughts on him and how he's playing.
He looks very comfortable. Looks like he understands what he's trying to do out there. He sees the floor extremely well, and when you transition to the league,
Nolan Curry does not give a fuck.
You don't really put too much pressure on yourself because you're able to create and get the ball at the right spot, and the talented guys around you shine and make them better, and that's what a good point guard does. So, he looks pretty comfortable for a rookie, out there, and he's been playing playing well. I feel like he's getting better, which that's the trend you want to.
Again, Lamelo improved his game, averaging 23.3 points, 8.4 assists, and 6.4 rebounds. The problem was, though, in late February in a game against the Hornets, Lamelo injured his ankle and had to miss the rest of the season.
Yeah.
He played 36 games this season, and since then, it just seems like everyone forgot how good he is. When he's out there on the floor, he's going to make every single player around him better, while also being able to pull up from 40 feet. I think we just seem to forget about him so much because of the mix of injuries, and really just because he plays for the Hornets. The Hornets haven't made the playoffs since 2016, and haven't been out of the first round since 2002. I really think if the Hornets are serious about building something there in Charlotte, LaMelo Ball's a great starting piece to that. They have Brandon Miller now. I'm not sure what the deal is with Miles Bridges, but if he plays, he's great. Terry Rozier is really good every year. Gordon Hayward, I still think is a quality player. Mark Williams, I could see taking a big leap this season. Basically, just surround LaMelo Ball with the right pieces, get back in the playoffs, and get going from there. LaMelo is as box office as they come, and I can't wait to see what he does next time he's healthy and out there on the floor.
Yeah, I think ultimately, and shout out to Modern Jam for the video. I think ultimately, when it comes to LaMelo not getting the attention that he should or should not deserve, a lot of that does have to do with the team that he plays for. Like, he just doesn't have enough help to actually do damage in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And goddamn, these numbers are ass. But nevertheless, for his first 3 seasons, he has improved, right? He has improved his numbers from being a 16-point per game scorer to a 23-point per game scorer. And, you know, volume isn't something to scoff at. But again, to me, the question is what are these skills that he's actually improving on? Because, yes, the volume is going up, but you can also just attribute that to, once again, the volume going up on the attempt side of things and also just on the minute side of things. You know what I'm saying? Understand per 36 is not a perfect stat, but if you look at the per 36, the improvement while still being there, or even if we look at per 100 possessions, yeah, there has been an improvement in terms of scoring, but in terms of the efficiency, it's also improved. I will say that it's also improved, but has it really been that big of an improvement? I don't really think so. Going from 54% true shooting to 55, back down to 54. This year it's only been 6 games, but right now it's at 48. You know, efficiency has roughly stayed the same. His playmaking, from what I've seen, has improved a little bit. But yeah, it's just being cautious of what LaMelo is actually improving on. I do still think it's too soon to quit on LaMelo. Like, how old is LaMelo? LaMelo is 22 years old. I'm fucking older than him. So, yeah, it's too soon to quit on LaMelo Ball. I would like to see what, you know, he looks like with a competent squad. But I do think if he doesn't show any drastic improvement either this year or next year, I think that's when we have to start looking at LaMelo and be more realistic with, you know, who he's going to be in this league. You know what I'm saying? Because if in year 5 we're still having these same conversations, LaMelo Ball is averaging, 22, 8, and 6 on, like average efficiency. His defense is a little bit better. That's a good player. But is that the franchise cornerstone that you build your franchise around? Is that the dude that's going to, be the focal point of your team in deep playoff runs? Maybe not. Do we look at a Brandon Miller and focus on him more? You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature. But yeah, I'm not quitting on LaMelo. I'm not quitting on LaMelo too soon. But it's kind of like the conversation with Jaylen Brown, right? Is like by year 6, we should have a general knowledge of what type of player you are and what weaknesses you are, and like what your peak is going to be in this league. We're coming up on year 6. Year 6 is closer than what everyone thinks is going to be for this draft class. And that's when we need to start having those conversations, But yeah, shout out to Modern Jam for the video.